you don't have a stress problem, you have a nervous system problem. Let's talk about it. We live in a society that is overrun with stress. We're all experiencing so much stress on a daily basis. And here's the thing, stress isn't inherently bad. But what is bad for you is when your body gets stuck in a stress response. You have to become the master of your own body and become the master of your nervous system. So that doesn't mean trying to avoid stress at all costs. No, there's a reason why ice baths work well for people, because you're putting your body into a state of stress. There's a reason why breathwork techniques that are putting you into that sympathetic, that fight or flight response are good for you. And that's because you're putting yourself into stressful environments in a controlled way. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is get to know your body and be able to control your nervous system so that you can activate between that sympathetic, that fight or flight response, and go into your calm state, that parasympathetic response. When you do this, you start to create a stronger nervous system. You start to create more flexibility in your nervous system, which is ultimate the sign of health. That's going to help you live longer and be more healthy and optimal way of living. If you are living in a sympathetic state, if you're in a chronic state of stress where you're stuck in that fight or flight, that means you're stuck in that survival mode. So you're overloaded with stress, and anything on top of that is going to send you in a spiral because you don't have the capacity to deal with it. So stress isn't inherently bad. Getting stuck in that stress state is bad. So what you can do is start to speak the language of your body, start to understand when you're in the calm state versus the fight or flight state, that parasympathetic versus that sympathetic. Things to look out for: the way that you're breathing, the way that your heart is beating, so your current heart rate, the way that you are thinking, the way that your thoughts are. We all know that feeling where your heart is beating really rapidly, you're starting to feel a little bit hot, you're feeling that your breath is quite short and shallow and breathing quite rapidly, typically breathing more into your chest. Those are some signals that you could be entering into that sympathetic state, and you want to make sure you get out of it. So equipping yourself with breath work and other somatic practices to help you calm down, to stimulate your vagus nerve, which will activate your parasympathetic response. Entering that state of calm is going to change the game. It's going to change the way that you show up in your work. It will change the way that you show up in your relationships, because you bet that when you're in a relationship, something can trigger you and can put you into that sympathetic response. And you want to know for sure that if you're in that fight or flight, you're not acting rationally. Your logical thinking brain has gone out of the window and you're now wired for survival. So you have to take responsibility to understand when that's happening and have the tools to regulate yourself. If you want support with this is literally what I do. I can send you a breathwork practice so you can learn how to speak the language of your body. This will change the way you show up in love, in life, and in every single area. You'll be a happier and healthier human, because it's not a stress problem.